Good morning. Let's go for a drive. Good morning, Brian. How are you doing this morning? It's a little bit too loud here. I don't know. Let me know what you think about the sound, if it's too loud or not. Hello, Daniel. Good morning. On my YouTube channel, there is a detailed tutorial, step by step, on how to do this. If you are interested in doing yourself, this guide will walk you through, and it's on my YouTube channel. The link is in my bio. But essentially, if you're just curious, I pulled the dashboard from a junkyard car, and I just pretty much built a wooden base for the dashboard. And I connected every single electronic here with Arduinos. So every button work, every wipers, turn signal, everything works. But if you're interested in doing this on my YouTube channel, you'll find a detailed guide. And the channel is Flightbrick S60R. You drive a V70. I'm assuming that's what you drive. But I don't know if that's what you meant. V70s are nice. Which one is it? Is it a P3 or the P2 platform? Or it could be SPA, the brand new ones. Car name there on the dashboard. So today I'm driving a Toyota Supra MK5. Again, I drove it yesterday. I kind of like this car. It handles well. Whoa. That was not the gap. And traffic's gonna drag me. Traction control off. Oh, I missed your message. Sorry I didn't see you on YouTube, man. I'm so sorry. My chat window was far away from me. That Wash Tech Kit. Sorry about that. You want to do a Dodge Charger? That's not a bad car to do it, and I think you can find plenty in junkyards. I think I've seen a few at the junkyard I pull parts from. Was the wiring an absolute nightmare? Yeah, some of it, but not everything. It's just a lot of wires, I must have miles of wires behind my dashboard here. It's not a nightmare in the sense that it's hard. It's a nightmare in the sense that it's a lot of work. Like, for instance, to get the climate control here to work, I took maybe 2 weeks working on soldering and putting wires in here and soldering to the board and then connecting to the Arduino and all of that. But it wasn't a nightmare. try to go for a gap that did not exist. But like Ayrton Senna said, if you don't go for a gap, you're no longer a racing driver. The game is called Assetto Corsa for PC. Let me fix my windows here. I don't know why this one sometimes shows and sometimes it doesn't, but I'll just move it around so I can read you better that Washtec kit. Man? Yeah, I thought about making a business out of it. I actually invented the idea of getting a place, building like 10 simulators like this, and renting by the hour. But unfortunately, you know, it's not that easy, and it involves a lot of investment and risk. And I have a full-time job, so I didn't want to take the chance. And I have fun building them and sharing my passion. Is it a mod? Yes, there's a bunch of mods here designed. So the first and most obvious one is the track, which is called Shutoku Revival Project. The second one is I'm running in a server with traffic. The server is called No Hesi. So like no hesitation, but just stops at Hesi. And they have the cars there, so you can get like this Supra here. You can do everything's super easy to do. You just click and install. But yes, it's a mod. Hey, Mister, how you doing? What's up? How you doing this morning? How's your cat doing, man? I hope it's not at least suffering or anything. It's just chilling. You want to get that for your Xbox. So yeah, that's an issue. Not that, you know, a simulator like this would work on Xbox, but not the buttons and the gauges, because you need to integrate some stuff and the mods, obviously. You can, however, get Assetto Corsa on, I think, Xbox, but it's gonna be the vanilla version, so not nearly as nice, and you don't get the, you know, Shutoku and all of that stuff. But yeah, maybe that's a good excuse to get a PC, man. Oh, it's not morning. I forget about that. It's afternoon, right? Yeah, we have so many time zones. I know Itchy sometimes pops up here, but he pops in at night. It's his nighttime. And there's a lot of people in Europe, so everybody there is almost near afternoon. Tomorrow in the afternoon already. 2:45 p.m. Wow. Yeah, that's far ahead. Yeah, 8:45 for me here. Yeah, 14:45. That's how we say in Brazil. We don't say 2 p.m. We would say 14:45. Can you let me know if the game audio is too loud compared to my voice? Just want to make sure, because yesterday I was playing Truck Simulator by myself at night, and I cranked it up, the game volume. I lowered it a little bit this morning. I gotta take notes of the numbers. Yes, sir, ATS. It is loud, okay. So let me go inside the car here and lower it a little bit. Audio is good, so which is it? Hi Chi, Bruva. It's a different username. Oh, you like it loud. Okay, so I'll go back kind of to where it was. Yeah, it was just about here. I don't see percentages here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure here people are not here to hear my beautiful voice. Let's use our handbrake here. Let's open up the turn here. I gotta go wide and then turn. All right. No, sir. In game, I am using a Supra, a Toyota Supra MK5, and in real life here, my setup is from a Volvo S60R, 2005, the best Volvo ever made. I may be a little biased with that, but I really like the Volvo S60R 2005, and that is true. And all of you guys watching on YouTube, if you wouldn't mind, hit that like button for me, please. And if you want, you can subscribe. That won't hurt you. Toyota Camry. Assetto Corsa, yes sir. The 740 or the 240? So you like red blocks? Yeah, man, I'm a different generation. I grew up with the Volvo 850. I do appreciate the old red blocks, but I'm a big fan of the P80 platform forward. My first Volvo was a Volvo 850 turbo, and my dad had a Volvo 850 GLT in 1993. And then he changed for a Volvo 850 T5, and then he had a Volvo S70, and that's when I bought my first Volvo, a 1995 Volvo 850 Turbo. It was a pretty good car until I had an accident, and the car was no more, so I changed and I bought a Volvo S70, a black Volvo S70. I loved it. Where can you buy this Volvo? So you have to build it, man. Unfortunately, it's all DIY. Or fortunately, I don't know. I like it. I like the fact that I have to build it. It's not a dedicated room. It's my home office. So behind me, there's another wall where my monitor, like my desk monitor is. And that's where I work during the day. And that's why I joke around saying I'm commuting to work right now. Because I usually live stream in the morning. And I drive just around 100 miles every morning. It's an hour of not traffic because I'm just flying through traffic here. Well, thank you for the rose. Is it hard to install? No, it's not hard. It's just a lot of work. But if you want to see step-by-step how to do this, on my YouTube channel, I posted a tutorial, a 45-minute tutorial explaining every single step on how to install this. And now I am I'm making the tutorial for the electronics. So how to connect the button, how to make, your hazard lights work, your wipers, any button here on the dashboard, they all work. Yes, I do have my YouTube on my TikTok. It's on my bio. In my link tree, you'll find it there. Do I ever play Beam? I assume you're saying multiplayer, right? The BeamNG multiplayer. I never played multiplayer on BeamNG. Gotta try one day. That would be fun because I like BeamNG a lot. What was the hardest thing to do with the simulator build? That's a good question. The hardest. I think the thing that took me the longest was to find some other CAN IDs for the gauge. Like for instance, the high beams, I can get the lights on, but on the simulator here, I use it as a shift light. The handbrake, so you'll see that, you see when I pull the handbrake, you see the red light coming on, that's the handbrake light. That took forever. The light indication here for the fog light, which I use for the main light, that was also hard. So I can, like, if I turn off the lights, you'll see that the orange light is gone in the dash. If I turn it on, it'll go back on. This was hard because everything here on this is CAN bus. Everything here is just an Arduino. It's pretty simple here, but here it's pretty complicated. My YouTube channel is called Flybrick S60R, just the same as here on TikTok. So you're currently building a Toyota LS400. Nice. Do I know if Toyota's... So here's the thing. Every single brand will need a different code to get the gauges to work. So what you have to do is search on Google if somebody ever sniffed a CAN bus of an LS400 or a similar gauge, like similar to the extent that it's the same gauge used in different cars, and then you can find a code for it. Some people make codes to work with video games, and if you find, like I did for the Volvo, it'll make your life a lot easier. How much was it, Caleb? So I spent about $300 in car parts and about $400 with the rest, like wood, Arduinos, LCD screen, and total about $700. And I'm not talking obviously about monitor, computer, wheelbase, that kind of stuff. That's not included. $700 I spent in total in what makes this a special simulator, if you will. Yeah, I mean, you can spend $3,000. I spent way more on this one, but because I have 3 TVs here, 365-inch 4K 120 Hz TVs. If you're on YouTube, you can watch my horizontal stream or Twitch. But here on TikTok, you're only seeing this little window here, this part of the screen. And my PC alone was more than $3,000 if you add everything. My graphics card is a 4090, and my CPU here is a 9950X3D. It's the best processor you can have nowadays. Ow, 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 ow. And then you have to consider all the other stuff. But some people have built very budget, sim racing rigs. You can go as low as 3,000 or as high as 10,000 or more. The sky's the limit. I've seen sim rigs, not with real car interior, but I've seen sim rigs go almost $100,000 if you add like motion and high-end wheelbases, pedals. There's a pedal from CineCube that can cost just over $1,000, $1,500, just one pedal. On BeamNG, I'm averaging around 70 FPS in 4K. Triple screen 4K, that's important. Just like here, I'm averaging, I don't know if you can read the number, it's 78, 86, 98, it depends. But I'm running just around near 90 FPS in the Assetto Corsa. Everything's maxed out. Where did I get the idea or the inspiration? So the inspiration, that's a good question, Car Hub. The inspiration for the build came from like I bought my first sim rig during COVID in 2021, I think, and it was a T300 Trustmaster, and I needed a seat. So I was checking prices for seats, and they are all like super expensive for sim racing. I don't know if you have seen the price, but they're like $500, $600 for a sim racing seat. So I decided to go to the junkyard and buy a car seat. And when I was there, I noticed I paid $25 for a car seat. I was like, leather seat, electronic adjustment, this is great. I could build the whole car out of this. And that's how it started. I started going there and buying parts and working on making it. And there you go. Your mom? Hello, Design's mom. How did I get the CarPlay? Great question. Thank you. If you go to my link tree, you'll find a link to my YouTube channel, and you'll find a Apple CarPlay to download and work on your phone or tablet or a secondary screen on your computer. It's basically running SimHub, which is an app that fetches data from your games, and then you can pretty much make a mask with anything you want. So in my case here, I made the opening screen, I made the maps, which do work, by the way, but you have to be driving on a track, because if you're driving here in Bitoku, it doesn't have a start and finish. And then you have like PC information, frame rate, CPU temperature, GPU temperature, and all of that good stuff. And then I have a bunch of stuff about the car: turbo pressure, water temperature, oil pressure, oil temperature, tire information, track information, and a bunch of other stuff. Camera is a little bit too low. Let's fix the camera. Let's go back to the settings and fix the camera. I hit the camera sometimes here. A little bit. That's better. Yeah, now you can see the button again. I had having like a small wiring issue. Let me check if the button is working. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, the other buttons are lighting up. I don't know if you guys can see it, but my wiring for map it and change it, then I'll fix it later again. Lights. Hazard lights. Let's just change for this one for now. Hello, Davids. The bank is funny, yeah. Sometimes a little love does it, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, for some reason this button here, my connection probably is not the best in the world here, because it should be working. It did work to turn it on, so I would assume that it's just one of those like ever so slightly, I don't know if you guys can see when I hit the buttons here, you see the little red. They're all working. When it comes to this one, it stopped. But that's all right. We'll fix it. Just a little bang. Am I still dropping the video on how to make the dashboard? Yes, I am. You mean like for the buttons? Because the dashboard I already posted, like the hardware part. On my YouTube channel, you'll find a tutorial. It's already posted. A few months ago, actually. Thank you, David. And for the electronics, it is pretty universal. It's not for Volvo only. Even the video I posted, I did the same process with the BMW E60 I have, and it's exactly the same process. There's not a drop that's different. And for the electronics, everything is the same as well, because what I do is I don't use the CAN bus or the buttons. Like for instance, the hazard lights that I was having problems with, it's an Arduino here. So this is just like any button box. This is a button. I connect it to the Arduino and tell the Arduino this is the equivalent of, I don't know, joystick, whatever, and button, whatever. So that's how it works. I probably get that a lot. Which maybe I missed your message. I do get a lot of the same comments, but I don't mind answering. Like people usually ask how I built it. That's why I made so many videos already, like telling people how to build, how to get the Apple CarPlay, because that's a common question I get. How to get the steering wheel connected to a Fanatec wheelbase, which I have a video on my YouTube channel. How do you get the simulator, working, which I have a video on my YouTube channel. Oh yeah, thank you, Louis. Yeah, some people are kind like you, and some people are always like, oh, you should buy a car. Like I can just, do this. I work from home, and I'm commuting to my home office. Like I would take the car, go out for a drive, then come back home for work. Yeah, people are like weird sometimes. But thank you, man. That's very kind. There's some pretty cool simulators out there, and I'm really flattered that you think this is the best one you've seen. Oh, that's awesome, the good guy. Yeah, take a look at my simulator, man, at my videos, and go for it. I think there's good business in that. Yeah, that's usually what I think. Like, I can't imagine a guy that's hating on my simulator that if I invite him over, okay, sit down, have fun, they wouldn't smile. Like, I can't imagine one sane person, even women, like they come here and they say, can I try? Like my wife likes driving it, my daughter likes driving it, like everybody's. Maybe it's not their cup of tea in the sense that you're gonna build one in your house, but playing? I mean, come on. I'm driving in Japan right now. I live in Florida, for God's sake. This map is Shutoku Revival Project, man. SRT, and it mimics Shuto Expressway in Japan. If I would be able to program a boost gauge for the sim, yes, that would actually be pretty easy, man. My YouTube channel is Flightbrick S60R Vintage. It's on my bio there as well. And if you're watching my live stream on YouTube right now, as some of you are, you can see the widescreen version, so you can see my other TVs, the rear view mirror, and all of that good stuff. Thank you, man. And I hope you, you know, build one for yourself, 5-star. On my YouTube channel, you'll find a tutorial. I really want to share my knowledge with everybody. Whatever I learned, because I got from the internet, I'm not an engineer. I didn't know how to do this. Everything I did here was just going back and forth and making mistakes and doing it again. This is my third version of the simulator. And in the garage, there's the tutorial one that I used for the video. So it'd say like 4 versioners already. And that's the one I shared with everyone. You got a next level rig. Yeah, no, the next level is pretty cool too. I have a bunch of friends that have like real dedicated sim rigs, like the ones that you purchase. And I think they're pretty awesome too. I must have had to loosen up my camera because I noticed my cluster camera here is bouncing quite a lot. It's on a very flimsy 3D printed solution I made, but I think it's bouncing more lately. Just with the force feedback of the steering wheel, it bounces a little more. Thank you, 5-star. Thank you. Hey, S1. I'll take that as a compliment. Not sure, but thank you. How much did the rig cost me roughly? So I know exactly how much it cost because on my tutorial I go over all costs. So the car parts were about $300 in car parts. Then I spent another about $400 in wood, carpet, Arduinos, LCD screen, everything that makes this sim rig unique was just about $400. And then obviously, you know, I spent a little more on PC, on TV, and Philips Hue, and I got a whole bunch of other stuff. But you could go budget friendly if you wanted. I didn't, but you could. I didn't show how I wired, so I'm making that video still. The first video is on the hardware, how to build it, and now I am making the video on how to wire it, because the wiring process is the same for every single thing, all the buttons. So if you want to make the climate control works, it's an Arduino back here. Does the radio work? Yes, it does. However, I'm listening on my headphones, and if I wasn't, I could be changing volume here because this is simple actually. So the PC sends the audio and it comes in here through the auxiliary input. So all I have to do is put on my auxiliary, and there you go. Radio's working. How much? Just about $700, man. In total for what makes this unique. That's the car part. We're not talking about PC, TV, wheelbase, pedals, that kind of stuff. Thank you for the follow, JD, and thank you everyone who's hit that follow button. I really appreciate it. Amigo, that was very profound. Come on, guys. some traffic jam here. Let's say if I want to play a combat game, that's a very good question. So I like playing, for instance, I played Indiana Jones, but so I don't play it here. On the PC, I have 5 HDMIs. So I have one HDMI that's connected here. I have 3 HDMIs that are connected to my triple TVs, and I have a 4th monitor behind me. That's about what, maybe 10 feet behind me, 8 feet behind me. That is my desktop. So whenever I want to play like a normal game, I just move the window and I can play on my chair, just like normal. I have a secondary keyboard there, mouse and everything, so I just play. I work a lot, man. Ow, ow, ow. I thought I was going to be able to go through that gap. Yeah, sure. I work with market research. I'm an executive in the market research industry for just about 25 years now. My whole career. Surveys. Like when people answer about, questions about their products, brands, and that kind of stuff. Hey, bro. Is that really you? I didn't know you had TikTok. Is that you? Jadi mau, man. That's so awesome. Oh, dude. I just sent you a couple of Instagram posts. How you doing? When you called me, I was parking the car. Everybody was talking and looking for a place to park, so I couldn't I couldn't pick up. And then vacation happened. Oh, cool! I'm so glad you're here. That wasn't a crash. That was a crash. Nice, man. Nice. You're home? Yeah, the miles. So how the miles work is, the main mileage does not reset. The trip odometer does reset every time I get a new game going. So today I was playing American Truck Simulator yesterday, and today I'm playing Assetto Corsa. So this 71 miles is what I drove during this live stream today. Hey Alex, how you doing? Could you roll back the original miles? No, man, I couldn't do that yet. I didn't find a way. What I try to do, I have a bunch of gauges. I have like 4 or 5 gauges here on my workbench. And in one of them that I didn't like too much, like they have different designs, and a simpler one, what I did was I recalibrated the mileage to go like 100 times faster. So I try to roll over from 1 million miles to 0 and see if that would work, but it doesn't. It just gets stuck in 99999. So it's pretty annoying. It's a bunch of 9s, and now I pretty much just destroyed a gauge. So if you go to my YouTube channel, friend, you'll find everything you need to know. And if you want to know about the gauge only, so the gauge is an Arduino Uno with a CAN bus shield connected to SimHub. So essentially that. But there's a bunch more information on my YouTube channel. Which, by the way, thank you guys who are watching on YouTube. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And comment, say hello. You guys are so quiet on YouTube. I don't know what happens. Sometimes I have the same amount of people watching on TikTok and YouTube. And on TikTok, everybody's yapping and talking and asking me questions, and you guys are so quiet. Eventually, somebody will say hi, which I appreciate. But say something. Ask me. How long did it take to build it? So it took about 3 weeks with the first version. And then I'd say you can take about a month of like weekends work to get one built. Hey Zach, how you doing today? Does the radio work? Yes, it does. So I get the auxiliary input, like the audio out from the computer, goes to the audio in here, and it just works. I can push the volume up or down when I'm, listening in the speakers. But right now I'm listening right here on my headphones, and that's why that won't do anything right now. So you show the whole build from scratch. Yes, I do, sir. If you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see everything from pulling the parts from the junkyard, breaking down all the costs, to explaining every single step of the way. And I'm working on the electronics tutorial right now, which I did already for the steering wheel. It's already on my YouTube channel, and my Apple CarPlay is also available. If you're interested in building one of these, or curious how I built it, just check out my YouTube channel, link in my bio. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, help out a small creator that's just trying to share knowledge with the world. We're white lining here. So check out my YouTube channel, Gravity. You'll love all the information. My personal best here is not a lot, is 377 million points. That's just enough to give me like what? Let me check the position right now. I'm in 20,000th place. I've had people popping up here with billions of points. So I'd say mine is pretty modest, but I'm happy about it. I'm proud of it. And also the fact that my personal best was done while live streaming. So I'm reading the chat, paying attention to everything that's going on, and still trying to get my points. So let's go around. I think we're gonna hit 100 miles today. That's cool. This is the car I'm driving, a Supra MK5, as you can see here on my poster. Thank you, Gabe. Traffic here does not care about. Matthew, how much did that all cost? So if you count only what makes this sim rig unique is the car parts, electronics, the structure to make it work, it was about $700. $300 in car parts, and another $400 in wood, carpet, electronics, LCD screen, all that kind of stuff. You can build one for as low as that, or even less if you have the car sitting around or going to a junkyard, if you have how to source an interior, then you're going to spend even less. And then you can buy, if you have a PC, these games usually don't require a lot. One monitor, all that kind of stuff. So you can go cheap, or you can go kind of crazy like I did here. But $700 is your number. And if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see the breakdown on every single line and cost on my tutorial. I have a tutorial there. Yeah, VCN. Well, I see you have a sim rig laying around. You can build a sim rig out of it. One thing is for sure. There's nothing more ergonomic like a real car simulator. People can talk all they want about, sim rigs, but a car, this is comfortable, man. Ooh, that was so close. Following. Thank you everybody who's hit that follow button, and thank you for everybody who's watching it. And I'm talking to you too on YouTube, horizontal and A6 now on my YouTube shorts. My YouTube channel is Flybrick S60R. Yes sir, it's the same as my TikTok. And there's a link in my bio if you want to shortcut. Have to type it on my link tree. And there's an advantage of watching my live streams on YouTube, because you can see all three TVs. Well, technically you can see two because my big head here is blocking that one. Thank you, VCN. funny, it's the second day I'm playing here in No Hesi server, and it didn't rain so far. I'm driving a Superman. Sounds pretty cool, right? Especially in the tunnel. I like the Super MK5. I think it looks pretty awesome. I have a friend here in the region that has a super nice one. Bunch of carbon fiber stuff, and wow, it looks amazing. I think it's the only Toyota I really like. There's a sweet spot in speed. If you're driving a little over 140 miles an hour, that's over the sweet spot. That's about 120 to 140. That's the sweet spot with the gaps and maneuverability, which people love to point that it's very unrealistic. Come on, traffic does not care. Really? We're coming to the turn, aren't we? Go back to the pits. Let's see how fast I can go back. Well, how to get this set up. So you'd have to build one yourself, and it's your lucky day because you have a tutorial on YouTube that you can watch that I made. So if you go to my YouTube channel, link in my bio, you'll find a step-by-step tutorial. And that's how you can get it, because unfortunately I never seen it being sold anywhere. And if somebody sells you one, they probably built it themselves. Too much gas. So let's go back to the pits. Oh, that'd be fun, man. Unfortunately, I'm awful at drifting, man. I'm really awful. I gotta learn how to drift. As you just saw, I lost my rear end for just a sec. I oversteered there and I was gone. I need to learn. One day, I'll just sit down here and I'll start learning, and maybe I'll live stream it for the world to laugh. It isn't? I thought it was. So maybe I'm not that into Tooge. I thought it was drifting around the hills and, you know, climbing, that kind of stuff. 'Cause that's what I usually see with the JDM cars. Oh, interesting. I thought it was. No Hesi, yes sir. No Hesi, I'm on a public server, US server, I don't remember what number. It was empty, I just hopped in this one. I didn't see anybody here yet. Problem is I'm a content creator for No Hesi, and sometimes if I'm on a public lounge, people see my content creator tag, and they'll just keep hitting me, which is annoying. Yeah, I like No Hesi too, man. Especially if I'm like looking for a no-brain like fun, where I don't have to do anything but just focus on what's happening like feet in front of me. Oh, No Hesi is perfect. There's two games that are relaxing to me. One is more, which is American Truck Simulator, relaxes me a lot more. It even gets me tired. Like I can use it to go to sleep. Sometimes, and No Hesi. And then when I want to have fun, I just go to PMNG and crash the heck out of a lot of cars. Ooh. Didn't turn. Oh man. But you know, you don't really need a powerful PC to run Assetto Corsa or some other, you know, some racing titles. Yeah, there's some that are very heavy, like Forza Horizon, which is very arcadey, but it's heavier on the PC. But if you're playing like Assetto Corsa to, you know, on a server, you'd be very surprised what you can do with a cheaper computer, man. iRacing in VR, that must be fun, man. I'd love to be able to do VR, but I get it's not sickness. I get motion sickness if I do VR. I think it's amazing, but I also like the buttons. You know, the feeling of having like actual physical buttons here to press. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel to help out. Also, if you're watching on TikTok, follow, like the live stream, help out a creator You don't have any knowledge? Dude, don't worry about that. There's so many good videos nowadays to teach you how to build a PC. It's really not rocket science, man. It really isn't. There's like websites that will walk you through what parts will fit with each other. If you buy, this motherboard, then you have to buy this processor, this memory, and so on. There's so many tools, dude. The dashboard was from a Volvo 2005 S60R with the manual shifter. Well, to be super honest, the manual shifter came from my real car. So I have a Volvo S60R, and I bought a brand new shifter for it, the trim and the space ball. So it came here after I bought the brand new one for my car. Ooh. Ow, ow. Ah, interesting. Oh, absolutely. We'll happily run. I think it will even run in like lower graphics settings, like GPUs. The only thing you can't do is go bananas like me and have everything maxed out with mods and triple screen in 4K. Because then, like, I'm running at 75, 80 FPS, and I have a 9950 X3D and a 4090. But my use case here is very different. I'm also live streaming, OBS is on. I have not less than 30 USB stuff connected to my computer. I actually have an external PCI USB board. Oh yeah, absolutely. You can connect a laptop to a monitor, yes, absolutely. And to the sim racing setup. So if you buy a cheaper, on a cheaper side steering wheelbase, you can connect it to a laptop, absolutely. I mean, it has to be, not a potato, but something a little better than a potato, that would work. Yeah, absolutely. I totally get you, man. I'm running a very similar spec with the AMD processor, and my ATS, my American Truck Simulator, still runs at 50, 60 FPS. Oh, you do have the sim rig, dude. At a cheap old laptop, not a potato laptop, but a cheaper one, and you'll be able to run any game. And you can go like no Hesse, you can go a lot of cool stuff online, man. Whew. If it's no, don't worry about it. If it's PS5, it really usually goes like with PC also. If it's a PC, most cases won't work on a PlayStation, but if it's the other way around, it should work. That's definitely real life. So let me get you a real out-the-body experience in real life. Thank you, Lenny. That's a compliment, man. However, I think you're making fun of my idol. But that's okay. As we approach the end of this live stream, because I gotta go to work. I just arrived at the office here. I work from home. So. Do you have any Evos? I think they do have an Evo. I don't know which server. I think there's a Japanese server, and they do have Evos there. Yes. No Hesse is really biased towards BMWs and Japanese cars. So pretty sure you can find any Japanese car and any BMW because they've got a ton of BMWs in No Hesi. Not gonna do donuts on third year. All right, so as we approach the end of this live stream, I'd like to thank everyone who's watching it. Tell you, if you're not following, hit the follow button. I'm gonna end the live stream, and I really hope to see you guys again. If you're interested in building one of these, check out my YouTube channel where I have a detailed tutorial. The tutorial will show you step by step how to do this. And I'm making the tutorial on the electronics right now, so don't fret, that's coming. And yeah, there's a lot to come. I hope to see you guys again on a live stream. And wow, I had 3 viewers on Twitch. That's a first. Hello, 3 viewers on Twitch. I hope you follow and come back for another ride in the future. So until then, I wish you guys an awesome day and awesome weekend if I don't see you.